Solo board gaming night here, and today I just finished my first playthrough of Burgle Bros 2, the Casino Capers. I'm going to go ahead and show you what it looks like on the table, so you get a rough idea of how much space the game takes up. I'm pretty sure you could find a way to make it take up less space, but this is how I set it up. Now, there is a difference between the way I did it, which I made it similar to how it is in the first game, where you put the floors adjacent to one another. But the game actually wants you to set it up a different way, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. There are two purposes to the box for Burgle Bros 2. The first is to obviously store the game, but the second is actually to transform the box into the second floor of the actual game itself, so the first floor could be in the bottom and the second floor can be in top. I personally do not like using the box because I feel that with time, oh look, and this one just undid itself. I have to glue this side because the other side was unglued as well. But I feel that with wear and tear, this box could get damaged and break very easily with time. The other reason that I wouldn't like using this box for this game setup is having a floor up here, I feel would obscure some of the tiles below it. And I just feel that's counterintuitive to the game itself, since you really have to read and see which tiles are constantly being flipped and what they do. In my opinion, using the box in that way is just something I never really wished to do, and that's a really big con for me. And apart from that, playing the game the way the first one was played works perfectly for this game, so I really don't know why that wasn't just the setup in the first place. Although I didn't like the way the box was handled at all, I did love the way the game trays were handled. It stores every component so nice and neatly, and it also makes gameplay real smooth when you're just going to and from the game tray, getting what you need. So what sets Burgle Bros 2 apart from its predecessor? That, shockingly, was a lot more than I expected. During setup, when you flip the patrol card, you not only place where the actual bouncer is going to go, but you also place these poker chips wherever it displays on that card. Depending on how the poker chips are revealed, it either helps our anti-hero or it ends up giving them a really bad day with a lot of zany different events and situations that take place. Not only that, but even the way the bouncers move is completely different than the way that the security guards used to move. You could say it's streamlined, and they're both good in their own different ways, but I think I kind of prefer the way the bouncers are handled in this game more than the first one. I especially enjoy the way commotions were handled. It really makes the game feel highly thematic, and it just makes the game all around so enjoyable when they happen. Gone are the single abilities of this previous game, and in its place, now you get to choose 3 different abilities that once prepped, you could even choose to use it on your turn, another player's turn, or even on the bouncer's turn. Cracking the safe has also been completely overhauled as well. In this game, you only need to worry about cracking one safe open. The difference being is, I think you need to use teamwork between the other characters in this game much more than in the first game. And once you finally crack that safe open, a heist finale takes place. And this is hilarious because the things that can happen in the finale are just so crazy and out of nowhere. You'll end up playing the game completely different. The objectives change. What you have to do is just changes so drastically. It kind of really keeps that adrenaline and that feeling of trying to escape alive in this game. The differences between both games are very drastic. Just take a look at this list right here. It makes the game play out completely different than the first one. So if one of your worries is, well, I have part 1, I don't need part 2, I actually think that having both in your collection is the right choice. As a solo board gamer, I really can highly recommend both this game and its predecessor. Burgle Bros has like a mechanic that's just so much fun. It's just flat out enjoyable. You can't go wrong with either one of them. I believe that part 2 has a lot more going on. It might take you slightly longer, I believe, to play the second one than the first one. But they're both good. They're both great choices. In my opinion, having both in your collection is the way to go. If you only had to choose one, I would probably say go with the second one. But it's just they're both so good and they're so different from one another. This one feels like Ocean's 11. The first one feels like a Sly Cooper Mission Impossible 1 type vibe when it comes to the heist. So they both depends what you're into. What kind of theme are you into? I love them both. I highly recommend them both. They both work amazing as solo, and that's what I'm all about. And if you are, you can't go wrong with either one of them. This has been Solo Board Gaming Night. Thank you for joining, watching this video, and you have a great game night.